Have you ever seen one of those huge machines that go around shopping malls cleaning the floor and leaving it super shiny? Is there a man or woman operating the machine? Well, what we have here is the same thing, but handheld and for our home. I saw it for the first time at the International Funkausstellung in Berlin this year, 2025, where ROBOROCK presented it. And since then, I've really wanted to put it to the test and push it to the limit. We've put it through real everyday tests. Anyone can have spills at home, breadcrumbs, oil, mud, or dirt. We added some ketchup to the muesli to make it more interesting. I can already tell you the results will surprise you as much as they did me. This is TechGround. Today we're going to see if the ROBOROCK F25 Ultra lives up to its name and if it can become the main cleaning tool in our home. So get comfortable and join me in this video here on TechGround. First, some background on ROBOROCK, a top brand in smart cleaning. They've developed various robots such as the Dyad Pro, S8 Ultra, and others we've tested on the channel. And now they're bringing a manual cleaning solution, but it still keeps all the power and innovative technology. The F25 Ultra features 180-degree steam, 86-degree hot water, 22,000 pascals of suction, and 60 minutes of battery life covering up to 500 square meters. With a single charge. Come on, it's a machine designed for those who want optimal professional results for their home. Let's take a closer look, but first, let's unbox it. Well, the first thing we see is a completely simple cardboard box, but it seems to be just fine. Everything is organized as we find foam pieces protecting all parts when we open it. We see the quick start guide, the charging and self-cleaning base, the user manual, and a replacement filter. A small bottle of floor detergent, the main roller, a cleaning brush, a separate handle with buttons for us to insert into the chassis, and the main sharpener. Everything arrives well protected and packed with sturdy, neat materials. You can tell they carefully present each product. Alright, let's move on to the design part, and you can tell it's very solid, it's very well built and assembled. As you can see, the matte black finish is elegant and minimalist from top to bottom. The handle's top has two parts, a plastic section with 3 buttons and an aluminum shaft, as well as a pretty nice chrome finish too, which gives it that rigidity and honestly a pretty professional feel. On the handle we find 3 buttons. The top button is for changing modes, the middle button is for turning it on and off, and the bottom button is for starting the self-cleaning. Placing it on the base at the back, we find a speaker for receiving voice commands, and a little wheel that will help us slide the vacuum cleaner when we put it in a horizontal position. Honestly, that's a great feature. Next, the main body. From top to bottom, it's the same. The display is located at the top, and it's a color display. There we can see its active mode, battery level, and any error messages. And right below, we'll see that we have the dirty water tank, which we can remove with a click. And inside, it has a grid to separate solids from liquids, to prevent making a rather unpleasant mixture. At the bottom area, right at the base, as we get lower, there's the articulation arm, where the suction duct goes through. We have a 1-liter tank with a small cap to refill it, and another compartment for the detergent. It's an automatic dispenser, and we can also adjust it from the app. On the front part, we can see that it has a blue light to detect dirt so we can see it better. And the roller with an independent motor with a water dispenser that will also clean from end to end. It reaches all the way to the edges so you can perfectly clean the baseboards and more. By the water steam ducts, we find the hot water duct, the steam duct I mentioned, and a rubber seal to prevent leaks. It also features a row of cutting teeth to prevent hair from tangling. And overall, as you can see, it's a functional, modern, premium design. The measurements are 112 cm high, 32 cm long, and 31 cm wide. It will be about 48 kilometers long. It's that compact, and as you can see, it's very easy to assemble and to place anywhere. Alright, now let's move on to a fundamental section, which is the operation and specifications. The F25 Ultra will have 4 cleaning modes depending on the situation. The first one is the sponge mode, which is ideal for cleaning. These are gentle or daily cleanings. Then there's an automatic mode that uses a sensor called DIRTEC to detect dirt and adjust the power and water in real time. There's also the WET-FLOW hot water mode, spraying water at 86 degrees Celsius. This way, it can remove all the grease without damaging the floor. Most importantly, VAPOR-FLOW steam mode releases constant 180 degree steam through 6 outlets at nearly a 50-degree angle. This way, you'll remove most stains and 99.99% of bacteria. But anyway, in the test with crumbs, oil, mud, hair, and ketchup, as I mentioned before, the result has been absolutely incredible. Out of control. The suction power reaches 22,000 pascals with a pressure of 33 newtons. And that's incredibly powerful, so it can vacuum and mop at the same time. It also includes the YOW-SCRA-PPER roller featuring 2 scrapers. One acts like a comb to prevent tangles, while the other floats and squeezes out dirty water, leaving the floor clean and dry. With the DIRTEC sensor I mentioned earlier, I sometimes struggle with the names. It automatically adjusts intensity based on dirtiness. What about the system? The SLIDETECH 2.0 featuring motorized wheels also senses our push to help move it effortlessly. As I mentioned, it can rotate 70 degrees on its axis with the FLATRETCH 2.0, which tilts up to 180 degrees. What is the underbody tool used to clean under furniture like sofas? And honestly, it's really amazing. All these names that ROBOROCK gives to its technology help us have better maneuverability, more flexibility, and make everything a bit smoother when working. It doesn't push you like with other vacuums that move on their own or get stuck. Well, it's a set of technologies that makes cleaning more pleasant and dynamic. And how easy it will be to clean this machine is that when you finish, you'll place it on the base, and the floor will do the whole process. Rewashing with water at 90 degrees Celsius and steam at 180 degrees to disinfect the roller. It will have a 5-minute quick dry mode or a 30-minute silent mode. With air at 95 degrees and only 53 decibels, it will be completely dry and ready to clean the next time. Something new and unique about this robot is the app and the customization. I'll leave a video here I recorded earlier for you to see in detail, and so you can see how easy it is to sync it, connect it to our app, and all the modes it has. Let's move on to the app section. I want to highlight this as it's the first handheld vacuum I've seen. With the app, we can customize it depending on the scenario and our cleaning needs. The first thing it asks us to do is scan the QR code that's located right here inside. After scanning the QR code in the app, we press the change and cleaning buttons so that we can synchronize it, so that it picks up the network and we can connect it to our device. Once we get inside, this is what we find. I'm going to start recording the screen so you can see it, and it asks us for an update. We've already updated it. You tap it and you're in the ROBOROCK F25 Ultra already. As you can see, the app is visual, dynamic, and simple with everything accessible. The device name is at the top left. The settings for the cleaning head light if we want it to turn on or off when the vacuum is running. The remote control mode. This is really cool. You'll see this in the detail shots because I'm just gonna set it up like this to do a quick test. We'll lay it down so we can control it. You can't see much now since it's just underneath, like a remote control car. We'll be able to move it forward and backward, and honestly, this is really amazing. It stops automatically once upright. We can lay it down and go under furniture without bending, then just pick it up again. Still, it's a bit tedious. Without some practice, you might lose control like I do sometimes, especially with the detergent level. Here it has an auto doser where we can fill it up completely if we want, so it doses automatically and can be turned off. It can be set to low level, standard level, or high level, and here it explains to us, as you can see, for what needs. For very dirty, greasy floors, regular daily stains, and floors with minimal dust. We can choose any option here. I leave it on standard. For voice message settings, I changed it to Spanish from the default English. So it gives us communication, feedback, or tells us what it's doing or the changes it's making in whatever language we want. It has a speaker in the handle. What about maintenance? Where does it show the lifespan? That is, the needs of the device, how many hours it has been running, the percentage of useful life it has left, and so on. Both for the filter, the roller, and the floor detergent. Then we will also have the possibility to share our device in case a family member also needs to have it here at home. To have the app, the user manual, the product information, and the firmware update. Then, on the main screen section, we find the battery level, an image of the vacuum cleaner, and here are the parameters that we can set for cleaning. One is the dock's self-cleaning. How will the station behave? Here, for example, I have it set. Let it be with steam and balanced. We can choose high, balanced, smart, or deep, and steam balanced, smart, and deep as well, and automatic self-cleaning. Once we place the vacuum on the dock, it will clean itself automatically. I'm deactivating it since I don't like it turning on when I put it down, but it depends on your needs. Also program it, whether we clean during the week or weekends. Customize it and tell it when we want the cleaning to start at certain times, like at 8 in the evening on weekdays so it cleans automatically. That way, every day we keep an optimal level of cleanliness for the robots. Then, the drying section, it's the same. I mean, how do we want the auto drying to work when it goes back to the base? We can choose quick drying or silent mode. There's a 5-minute dry option if we want to use it again soon. It might not be that efficient, maybe, but when we set it to silent drying, it might take about an hour or 40 minutes. An hour and a half drying until the roller is completely dry, and that way we don't have to drag the dirt around when we're cleaning. Lastly, the mode settings include automatic, steam, hot water, and sponge modes. We're going to be able to set it up, including the suction power, so that it's balanced. In some modes it will let you, in others it won't. For example, in hot water mode it won't, and in steam mode it won't either. Balanced, floor drying, or delicate, or so we can choose as well. In automatic mode, it's the same. And the water level, medium, high, or low. And of course also the power of the drive wheels. If we want it to pull or push harder or softer, that's basically the app. It's an intuitive app and a new option for this device. And it's going to allow us to set it at any time for any need to personalize the cleaning of our environment. If we're in bedrooms, if we're on a more delicate type of floor, less delicate, for carpets, for tiles. It also depends on what has been spilled. Well, everything is done through the app. With just one touch, we'll be able to set it up, and that's all through the app. I don't want to take any longer, because I want you to see the tests. And well, so you can see that there's no trick or deception, I want to do a test with you live. Well, recorded. We're going to spray a little bit of ketchup, a pretty thick sauce, and a bit of muesli so we have some debris, and let's see how it performs. I'll set it to automatic mode, let's go. Well, Chosranchito Rico, oh my, of course. Let's take it out, I'll set it to work in automatic mode so it does it by itself. Let's go, and let's see. Guagua, amazing, amazing. It's tough for me, but it seems to be catching everything, right? Is he eating some watermelon? I'm making it pretty difficult. But even so. Look. Huh, you didn't expect this, did you? Huh? Mother, and finishing up here. And look, what a mess. With all the crap I've thrown in just 20 seconds, look at how the floor is. Already? Huh? And that's it, I take it to its base. I was gonna put it in directly, but instead I stop it, set it to clean, start self-cleaning, and that's it, it cleans itself. But look, in a matter of seconds, passing over, it picked up absolutely everything. All that's left is to finish it off once it's clean and go over it with a sponge or steam to remove all the dirt and disinfect. And well, just to wrap up the video and conclude, I'll share a bit of my verdict. And I think this F25 Ultra has more than met expectations, and didn't I already mention that at the International Funkausstellung in Berlin? I had the chance to try it out a little, but actually testing it at home honestly has been a real pleasure. It cleans well, is easy to use, and suits any situation. And for my part, I have to say it's a great development from ROBOROCK. Without a doubt, it's going to make our daily cleaning much easier and will allow us to customize it down to the last detail. It also depends on which function we need. The best part is the real 180-degree steam that disinfects and kills bacteria, plus the 86-degree hot water. The 4 cleaning modes are well designed, and the edge-to-edge roller includes a hair cutting feature. Most importantly, 0% tangles. It's amazing it never tangled. That's completely honest, I'm telling you. The adaptive artificial intelligence also makes it adjust to our movements, and the dock's self-cleaning feature is truly amazing. You don't have to be scraping, taking away daycare, and all that. What could be improved is the remote control, which leaves a bit to be desired. It's not fully optimized, although they could probably fix it with an update. And the base, well, it's square, it's wide, it takes up quite a bit of space, and we're gonna need a place to put it. In a noticeable way, what other negatives could I mention? The battery lasts 60 minutes. Is that sufficient for 500 square meters? Is that an automatic or one of the simple modes? When you turn on steam, it quickly uses up the entire liter of water. I would have put in 2 liters, but of course, the weight would have increased even with just 1 liter. I'm telling you, in about 15 minutes or so, when you're working with constant steam between the time it needs to create the steam and dispense the water, it also needs to be cleaned at the base. Do you drink the water immediately? If you clean all Saturday morning, you'll need at least 4 liters of water for thorough cleaning with the flow steam. I have to point that out because I think it's a negative aspect due to the amount of water it needs. And then the size of the tank, I think it holds very little as well. It's a little over half a liter, or maybe almost, around 700 milliliters, practically a liter. It has a limit, and once reached, it tells you to empty it. So, well, if you're cleaning a very large house or a lot of rooms, just know that you'll have to empty it. Maybe every time you finish a room and the cleaning is done, you'll have to empty the dirty water tank. Other than that, it's amazing and one of the most complete machines I've tried. It's a home version of an industrial cleaner. That's all for today, link in the description. As always, check for any discounts so you can take advantage and visit their website. They offer many products. And if you've made it this far, thank you for watching the video. I hope it was helpful, and I'll see you in future videos. With more technology, a big hug. May technology be with you. See you soon. Bye.